Hey!
What economic development plan would you like to see in the impoverished communities?
I want to see a thriving economy for the black and brown community. When I say thriving, I mean jobs, I mean businesses. I mean putting money back in our community. When I say economic development, I want to see our schools be better. That's where economic development starts in our education. Because the reason that crime is thriving in major urban cities is because the lack of economic development. When your community is thriving economically and your school systems are thriving, the crime rate drops. And that is a proven fact. But here in Milwaukee, they would much prefer us to be under their thumb, under their guidance. Well, they don't really care about us in Milwaukee. They don't truly care, but they might say that. But if you said that, then you wouldn't have $6 billion downtown. You'd have $6 billion in the impoverished black and brown community too. That's where economic development starts at. In the impoverished communities, jobs, companies, businesses with black and brown people. So we can spend money with black and brown people. We as African American people spend over $1.5 trillion a year on goods and services. We make everybody else rich. Just think if we spent that money with each other. Our economy and our communities would be thriving. And in 3 years, we'd have 100 more millionaires in our community, 100 times more millionaires in our community. In 3 years, if we just spent all that money with each other. 1.5 trillion, that's power. Economics in America is power. If you notice, they care more about money than they do about life. Because if they didn't, the coronavirus wouldn't be as active as it is in the black and brown communities. It wouldn't. We have subpar health care, subpar education. If you drive around the inner city of Milwaukee or any urban city, you see blighted buildings, boarded up buildings. You see that. But in other affluent communities, you won't see that. Especially in the black and brown communities, you have an overwhelming congestion of tobacco, liquor stores all over our community. All over. You can go 1 block this way, liquor store. You go on King Drive, 2 blocks that way, liquor store. 1 block past that, tobacco store. You don't see that in other communities. It's a concentration. You go on 27th and Atkinson. On 4 of those corners, 3 of them sell liquor.
That is true.
Check it out.
In small little pockets, you just see one on every corner.
Every corner. And you don't see that in affluent communities because they don't allow it. You don't see that in the suburbs of Milwaukee because they don't allow it.
Now, I see you saying something about Blackout Day. So, would Blackout Day kind of go with what you said? And even if it did go with only spending money in the black community, we don't. Well, from my understanding, out here in Milwaukee, we don't necessarily own enough in order to truly have a Blackout Day. We don't own a power company, so we wouldn't use power.
No.
We don't own our own car company, so we couldn't drive cars.
No.
We don't own shoe company. I guess it is people doing shoes, but it's certain things that we need to survive.
Yeah, the Blackout Day was just to spend money with black people. And if we needed something on Blackout Day that a black person didn't own, then we just wouldn't purchase it that day. We would purchase it somewhere else. The Blackout Day was to show our power with economics and with money. That's what the Blackout Day was about. Now, just think, Milwaukee, let's take Milwaukee for example. There's not one black-owned grocery store, major grocery store. It used to be, but not anymore. Okay? Why is that? Because we allowed it to end. There are very few black businesses that are thriving in Milwaukee. There's a lot of pockets here and there, but major black businesses, no. That's what economic development comes in at. That's where it comes in at. We want to get black business owners, car dealers. We have one black-owned car dealer. We don't have any black-owned grocery stores. We don't have any black-owned strip malls. No. We have pockets here and there. We need to start spending our money in our community. We need to stop making everybody else rich and bring those dollars back in our community so it can circulate properly.
That is true. But then we may, okay, now if it is successful, if we're able to do
It's
that,
going to be successful.